Hey everyone, welcome to the Be Limitless podcast. It's a place where we talk about building function and breaking limits in your body, your mind, your life. I'm Vicky, and today we're diving into a mindset concept that genuinely changed the way I coach, the way I train, the way I live. And the concept is off of a book called Getting to Neutral by Trevor Moawad. Trevor Moawad coached elite athletes, military leaders, high performers, and his message was really simple but life altering. You don't have to be positive, you just have to be neutral. So, what does that mean? Why is it important? Right? The problem with positivity. So, let's just cut to it, right? You go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, Twitter, people are either complaining about things that they have no control over or it's everything is coming up roses, right? Their life is great, their husband's great, their kids are great, their dogs are great, everything is great. The problem with that is nobody is talking about the B side. Those of us who are old enough to remember the days of actual vinyl records before they made their resurgence can remember 45s. And on the A side of a 45 was the radio single, right? But then the B side was some alt track. And sometimes they were good, sometimes they weren't, sometimes it was just an instrumental, but it was kind of meh, right? Most of the time. Nobody posts those B sides. We're in this culture now where people are so obsessed with positivity and everything is stay positive and oh, only good vibes and that kind of stuff, right? But what happens when life isn't going your way? What happens when you lose, when you fail, or if things just hurt? Here's the truth. Forced positivity can actually make everything worse because your brain knows when you're faking it. And you can't trick yourself into believing that everything is great when it's really not. Moad said the opposite of negative is not positive, it's neutral. Now, neutral is saying, yeah, this situation is hard, but what can I do about it right now? It's not some type of emotional denial, it's emotional control. Neutral doesn't ignore that emotion, it helps you to manage it, right? And what it looks like. So when when you're thinking neutral, imagine you just made a mistake, a big one. You missed a big lift, you lost a major deal at work, or you bombed some important presentation. The positive mindset says, it's okay, I'm amazing, right? The negative mindset is, I'm always a screw up. I always mess things up. God, I'm a loser, right? The neutral mindset says, that happened. What's next, right? Let's move forward. That is functional thinking. You're not pretending, you're just resetting, you're refocusing. So think of it as, just pausing for a second and going, you know what? All right, now what? Not temper tantrum, right? Of anger and craziness and self-loathing. But well, what can I do? Right? Instead of, you know, feeling doomed and that type of thing, right? You choose to focus on reality and the facts, not the emotion behind a response from something that just happened. It's an easy shift that you can make in your brain, and it puts you back into problem solving mode instead of panic mode. Describe your reality and don't dramatize it, right? These feelings that when you're performing are less than the facts that actually substantiate who you are and the effort that you're putting forward. So, how do you actually train yourself to stay neutral? Um, I can't lie. I still struggle with it on a regular basis. I don't think that anybody doesn't struggle. I think anybody who says that they never have a problem with, facing failure or having a bad day, whether it be in the gym or anywhere else, is just lying to you. They're choosing to only show you the A side, right? Um, I think that there's three ways that are kind of confirmed in Moad's book. The first one is controlling your language. Um, the gist of this is whatever you're saying out loud matters more than what you think. Speaking negatively out loud is 10 times more powerful than just the thought being in your head. So stop saying things like, I can't do this. This always happens to me. I'll never be able to, right? XYZ. Instead, talk to yourself and speak out loud in facts, right? This is hard. I'm doing the work. I'm tired. I can keep going. I can do one more rep, etc. What you say eventually becomes what you start to think, and what you think eventually starts to become what you actually believe. Number two is separate your emotion from the doing of the thing, right? The execution of the thing. You don't have to feel good to perform, right? That old adage of the show must go on, whether it's in the gym or work or anything else, right? The show must go on. You can be tired and frustrated and scared and pissed and whatever and still show up and execute. The goal is not to eliminate the emotions that you're feeling. It's to stop the emotion from taking over and driving the car. You don't need to feel good to do good. Number three is focus on what's next. What can you do? Neutrality is not about, you know, trying to put lipstick on a pig. Neutrality is about movement, moving forward, not your mood. You can't undo that last rep that you missed or the last mistake you made at work or what have you, but you can own and control the next one and your attitude, more importantly, about that next one. So ask yourself, what's the next best step that I can take right now? Right? What's the next play? What's the next rep? What's the next step? What's the next thing? Um, I've I'm a CrossFitter, right? And for the last 3 years, I have struggled to try to get double unders. They eluded me. They were impossible. If I could get one, it was a miracle. On a good day, maybe four. Like it was just frustrating to say the least, right? And I still have those days. Recently, I hit a PR and I was so stoked. And then later that same week, I had a workout that had double unders in it. It was the first time in a workout that I had them programmed. And I went to do them and I could only do two at a time. In the workout itself, I had a choice, right? I had a choice to quit and throw the rope like I'd done so many other times before and trying to learn how to do them and get angry and just say, screw this workout. I don't give a crap. Nobody's going to care enough. Is this worth it? This sucks, and then I had to stop and think. And I was like, all right, I got two. So we'll just keep doing twos. And if they feel good, then I'll do three. And if they feel really good, then I'll do five, right? That's the what's next. And neutral thinking is not just for athletes. Okay. It can be applied to anywhere in your life. If you're a parent, if you're a coach, if you're a business owner, if you're a student, life doesn't care how you feel. It responds to the things that you do. And the next time you're facing that setback, just pause and take a breath and don't say that's impossible. I'll never be able to do that. Right? Say this is what it is. And what can I actually control next? What can I do? Right? Um, the problem with the negativity, right, that sets in is it's unstable. And so is being toxically positive. It's unstable, but neutrality is always stable. And particularly, and more importantly, it's stable under stress. And that mindset is one that wins when your emotions don't. And that's just the truth. Because the words that we speak out into existence, if you're a woo-woo, like me, um, that starts to frame the way we look at everything, and because the world doesn't reward how positive you are, and it doesn't, right? I know a lot of people that are uh, very positive in how they go about their life and basically ignoring the things that aren't well, and they just kind of keep pushing it all down, right? And the world doesn't treat them any differently. One of them currently has a brain tumor. So the world and circumstances don't care how positive you are. The world rewards how consistent you are, how often you choose to show up. And some days that showing up is different than others. Today it might be 10 minutes. Today it might be getting out of bed and putting your clothes on and walking down the stairs, right? It might be 10 minutes in the gym, but tomorrow it might be an hour and a half, you know? Um, Next week it might be, a 5-minute mile, but the following week it might be 11. And that's all okay, right? What can you do in the moment? So if this episode has really resonated with you, I genuinely challenge you for the next 24 hours. Don't speak a single negative sentence out loud. Really focus on it and pay attention to the words that you're choosing to say. Speak to yourself the way you would, your best friend, your wife, your husband that you love, your kids, and replace every complaint with a neutral statement. So if you do find yourself saying something like, damn it, that suck, whatever, right? I suck. Reframe it and choose to refocus it right there in the moment. Don't just think about it. Fix it, say it, and speak it out loud the same way you did that negative sentence. Watch what happens with your energy, with your focus, with the way that you treat other people, what your performance is like. And remember that you don't have to be positive to perform well. You just have to be neutral enough to keep moving forward. But thanks for joining me on the Be Limitless podcast. Excuse me. I'm Vicky, and remember, if they counted you out, then they miscounted. So be unbreakable, be bold, be consistent, and most of all, be limitless.